that all grace would abound toward us. That means undeserved, unmerited favor would abound toward us, that we would have all we need in abundance so that we can give to every good work. That's God's plan for us. And I'm going to end with this one story because it helped me so long ago in the area of my finances to keep my hope and my trust in Jesus. And about 1994, my husband was getting ready to get a job. He had been working as a school bus driver and trying to get through school, and finally decided just to quit, get a job. So anyway, we prayed and agreed that God would give him a job. And he went to one interview. He got down to the last two people in this interview, and he didn't get the job. And after that interview, I thought to myself, well, God probably has something better for him. That's okay, you know. So he went to the next job, got down to the last two people, and didn't get the job. That time I was a little more discouraged. Went to the third job. And I'm not kidding. He would always get down to the last two people. And they'd give it to the other person. So I had right to be discouraged, didn't I? So after this happened the third time, I was crying. I was in my room. I was discouraged. I felt like God failed us. We'd prayed. He didn't answer our prayers. You know, God's not trustworthy. You know, all those thoughts that go through your head. And I remember laying on my bed, and I was crying, and I was just saying, Lord, I don't understand. We prayed. Why didn't you come through for us? And I heard the Lord speak this to me. And he said, Connie, don't put your hope in anything but me. When you put your hope in anything in this world, you will be disappointed. But when you put your hope in me, you will never be disappointed. See, I had put my hope in my husband getting that job. My hope wasn't in, you know, I thought it was because, of course, we prayed, and I knew the promise, but because my focus was on this way of God blessing me, and when it didn't come through, I was devastated. And the Lord showed me way back then, Connie, you never have to be disappointed. If you will keep your eyes on me and the promise I've given you, because God doesn't always tell us how he's going to do it. He doesn't tell us the way he's going to do it. Sometimes we come up with our own plan, or this happens sometimes. We actually see how it could happen, so we get our hope in that. Our hope still isn't in Jesus, because our hope is in that. We don't have any hope when we can't see how it could happen. But when we see how it could happen, then we start getting a little hope. That's not faith. That's not trusting Jesus. That's trusting in your circumstances. That's trusting in what you see. Trusting in Jesus is, it doesn't matter what you see. It doesn't matter if your husband gets turned down for 5 jobs. You know that you have the promise in Jesus that he will prosper you and give you hope and a future. That all grace abounds toward you. You have all things, all sufficiency in all things, and you abound in every good work. You have the promise that in the time of famine, you're going to prosper. That promise never goes away. A job may go away. A sale may go away, but the promise never does. And when we have our hope in Jesus, it doesn't matter what this world says. It doesn't matter. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have our hope in the one who never changes. And his promise is always true. And I have carried that truth right there. And it'll keep you from such disappointment. It'll keep you from fear and worry. It'll keep you from going, this is what I want. This is what I want. No, you don't want that. You want the exceedingly abundantly above all that God has for you. You don't want your way. You want his way, because it's always more than you could ever hope or dream. So you can rest. Lord, I don't understand why that didn't work out, but I know the promise I have in you. The promise I have in you is that your blessings overtake me. That I'm blessed coming in and I'm blessed going out. And your favor surrounds me like a shield. And you prosper us, and your plan is to prosper. That's the promise I have in you, Jesus. And I'm trusting you. My husband ended up getting a job, and I thought, it's so funny.